4 cups of onions, chopped. So pretty. You just really want to cook them down for a little bit. No need to stir a lot. You need about a cup of red pepper. And you want to take that and add that to the pot too. Alright, we need a cup and a quarter, cup and a half of fennel. Cup and a half of fennel. You could slice it or chop it, but for what we're doing, chopping is fine. Mix it in. Alright, now that you got it in there, you just want to cook it down and brown it a little bit. Or a lot of it. I don't know. I just cook it till it isn't liquidy and it looks like it's cooked. Yummy. Alright, the key to a base is tomato paste. And that gets a good rich base going. Get it all though. The sweet smell of cooking. Okay, well, all that other stuff is stewing. A very important part. You're going to use some clam juice, maybe like a half a cup, and some San Marzano style whole tomatoes. And you're going to put it in the processor, and you're going to make real homemade sauce. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Don't show me.
It's too late. We're seeing you. Go do your laundry, you rotten children. Remember, whole Marzano tomatoes. San Marzano's makes the best sauce. Oh, I'm making a mess. We'll clean that up, maybe. Okay, now that it's all mixed, you put it into the vegetables. You're going to use about 6 cups, maybe 2 cans. Alright, add a half a cup of clam juice. Ooh, look at that. That's a sauce. Okay, you're going to add a cup and a half of wine. I'm using a 2003 Fat Bastard Merlot, because that's what it's called. And I like Merlot when cooking because it's got a... I don't know, because I don't drink it. I use it for cooking. Because I'm not drinking any freaking Merlot. We're going to put about a quarter cup of lemon juice in there. And then we'll squeeze a little at the end. If there's some seeds in there, don't worry about it. Actually, I'm a little worried about it. I'm going in. You're going to add 4 cups of water to the goulash of tomatoes and fennel and pepper and onions and spices and garlic. Oh my. 4 cups of water, people. Okay, now that you have the water and the sauce making, you're going to add oregano, salt and pepper, some red chili flakes, and it has to be this stuff from San Francisco. I can't read it because I don't have my glasses, but it's Morton and somebody. Some fresh chopped basil. I'm using fresh chopped basil from a container because that's how I roll. A couple of bay leaves and then sambuca. And treat yourself, please. It's the holiday season. And 2 bay leaves going in. Swim. Wilson! 2 tablespoons of red pepper chili flakes, or whatever they are, red chili flakes. Those things. You're going to add about a tablespoon of dried oregano. Just sprinkle it around. In the 70s, I probably would have bought that, mistaking it for pot. Maybe. Okay, 1 tablespoon of dried basil. You could use fresh basil, but I don't. And 2 tablespoons of salt. Later, when it's cooked, you can probably add something to it before you add the rest of the ingredients, but pretty much 2 tablespoons is enough for something this size. Besides, I don't want to give you a heart attack. Salt is bad for you. It's almost sambuca time. 1 teaspoon of black pepper, freshly crushed. It's not freshly crushed, it's freshly out of the bottle. Add some sambuca. This was a gift from when my team worked with me in Europe. Thank you to everybody, Pierre, Isabel, all you wonderful people. Anyway, you want to add about an ounce or so. That looks good. And make sure you take one for yourself. Mmm. Mmm. Sambuca. Oh, I don't know where I'm looking. I'll look there. Okay, so we got all that stuff in there, and now you're going to simmer it for like an hour. Maybe an hour and 20, I don't know. Whatever, when it looks like it's got sauce. It's very Cioppino-y. Actually, this is an amazing base. And I'd like to thank Gabe Armandi, Ron Stevens, Sal Nishimura, Rex Dillman, and our crew in Northern California for introducing us to this. I make it every year, usually before the new year, but today we're making it after the new year because, you know, it's 2020. Oh wait, it's 2021, thank God. So, I'm going to pop a top on there. Kaylin's going to keep watching TV. And I'm going to go hit some golf balls. See you in an hour. Now it's time to start adding shellfish. The general rule with Cioppino is you add shellfish, then whitefish. So we're going to add some king crab, some lobster tails, and some Jonas crab claws. You could use Dungeness crab, you could use snow crab, whatever you like. This is what was in season and available. We're going to come over here to our pot of steaming goodness. And you have made the most amazing sauce base you will ever taste. It's spicy, it's rich, it's awesome. Oh, that smell is amazing. So we'll take the first piece of crab, dunk it in. Take the second piece, dunk it in. Take the third piece, dunk it in. And get it submerged. I'm going to let that simmer for about 30 minutes. Lobster tail, bam. And then the crab chunks. Or the crab claws, sorry. So you get all that shellfish in there. It'll start opening up and the shells are going to stay in there. And what you're going to do here is basically just steam it in the shell. And that juice from the shellfish is going to leach itself into the sauce. And it's just going to be a little slice of fruta de mare or Cioppino goodness. Alright, that's it for now. Let it soak, baby. 30 minutes. Okay, next we're going to mix in the white fish. We already have the shellfish in there. Those are colossal scallops, some calamari, squid, and some clams, whole baby clams, because regular little necks aren't in season. So we're going to chop the scallops in half. We're going to probably just split the calamari, and the clams can go in as is. Oh my goodness, look at it. It's bubbling and it's beautiful. Let's stir it up, shall we, babe?
Oh!
That'll come out in the edit. So, you can see the lobsters are now red instead of the brown color when we put them in. There's a lobster, there's the crab, and there's some claws in there. They should all be cooked nicely. And what we want to do first is get the chopped clams in there. That's going to be a nice base for the sauce. And you just pour them right in. Aren't they pretty? Oh yeah. It's the clammiest. Now that we've hashed the scallops, we drop them in around the shellfish. Being careful, well, just not to put your hands in the sauce, because nobody wants your dirty hands in my sauce. Scallops are in. So to do the calamari, you just take the tentacles and you kind of spread them around the sauce. I like tentacles. I'm Italian. We eat the tentacles. Some people don't like it. So when you go to a restaurant and you get calamari, they usually take them off. I think it's a sin. But you just separate the suckers and you throw them in there. Then you slice the calamari bodies, because that's what you do. And there's the tentacles and the scallops and the shellfish. Oh, abbondanza. Okay, so now we've split the calamari bodies in half, and we're just going to take them and sprinkle them around the sauce. And those will cook really fast, and they're really tasty, and I may have thrown one in the burner. And you should get your wife, your beautiful wife, to help you if you have one. And in this case, I do have one, Wanda. I'm not Wanda. You're Wanda. Wanda will help me do this. And then we're going to take this and stir it in so that everything is mixed up good. Oh, look at that. Wanda, do you love this? Mm-hmm. Look at that. Lobster.
It's beautiful.
Crabs. And love. Now we're going to put the lid on for 5 minutes and we're going to prep the cod. So we're working with some Argentinian red shrimp. I love those things. They do have shells, so I'm going to have to peel them real quick. And I also have 2 pounds of Alaskan cod, a real find. And you're going to chop that up into about 2-inch pieces. And we're going to put that in to kind of steam over the sauce. You use halibut or any rockfish, any really strong white fish. Okay, so now we cut the cod into about 2-inch pieces, making sure we get as many bones out as we can. And you just take it and you sprinkle it around. You're not going to mix this. You're just going to kind of get it to sit on top because you don't want to stir the fish and break it all up. So you just take it, spread it out, and then you're going to take whatever you're using to stir and kind of just press it in so that it's submerged enough that it cooks. Again, be careful, you don't want to crush the fish. You just want it to be sitting just below the surface. Cook that for about 5 minutes with the lid closed. The next part is my least favorite because it's a pain to clean these, but I have a trick. You squeeze the tail so the tail will break off, and then you just split it because it's already been butterflied. So with one hand, there you go, there's the shrimp. And no, my hands aren't dirty, they're just full of food. I keep washing them. And that's it. That's all you got to do to split them up. So while the fish was cooking, I de-shelled 2 pounds of shrimp. You can see the stuff is beautiful. It's just floating there on the top. So that fish is probably cooked really well. Shrimp cooks really fast. So same gig as the cod. We're going to put this in, just kind of spread it around, and you're just going to let that cook for another 5 minutes or so. And again, you don't need to stir. You just want to make sure those little guys are under the surface. I wish you were all here to taste the fishy goodness of Cioppino, or in some houses, Fruta de Mare. Although this is really a classic NorCal Cioppino. So, just let them settle in there. I'm going to chop some parsley and we're going to put it on top and we're done. Okay, while all that's cooking, we're going to de-stem this parsley. And you just want to get a light chop on it. You don't need to do anything fancy. You just kind of want to chop it up. Actually, the whole leaves are really good. So I just chop up a little bit just to break it up. Then we're going to take half of this. Bring it over here, boy. I got Benny helping me now. Come on over. And with the parsley, you're just going to kind of sprinkle it around the top and let that cook in. Cioppino, baby! Okay, so the Cioppino's almost done. We're just going to let that parsley cook down a little. I'll give it a quick stir/dunk and it's good to go. Ho, 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 ho. Kaylin, let's walk through the Cioppino. We have lobster tails.
We got bread.
We have fish, shrimp. There's some cod, calamari, clams. There's those crab legs, or I'm sorry, crab claws, Jonas crab claws, some bay leaves. There's scallops, and there's king crab, amongst other things. Yum, yum.
Yummy.
Let's take a look at what it looks like in a bowl, shall we? So we're going to show you how you serve cioppino. First, you dig in deep, bypassing claws, and spoon a little of the juice and whatever's on the bottom. Preferably a lobster tail, because those are good. This will be yours. Would you like one, Wanda? Oh, okay. And then maybe you skim off the top and get a few of the shrimps and whatnot. So now you have this beautiful dish with broth and seafood and shellfish, and you serve it with bread. And then I like to garnish with just a little bit of parsley. So from my house to yours, welcome to Cioppino Land. Happy New Year!